there, and welcome back to Storybook Crochet. If you're looking for the perfect handmade gift for a little one, this is the video for you. I'm going to show you how to make an adorable and practical baby bib that is both soft and stylish. This quick and beginner-friendly project is perfect for baby showers, gifts, and just adding a personal touch to mealtime. For your materials for this bib, you're going to need 2 colors of worsted yarn, one for the main color of your bib and one for the edging. And then if you want to make the little heart appliques, you can grab different colors for those. So for your hook size, I am using a USH hook. This is a 5mm hook. You're going to need some scissors and a yarn needle to weave in your ends. If you are making the hearts, I am using a 3.5mm or USE hook. So let's grab all of those supplies and we'll get started. Okay, so to start row number 1, we're going to start by making a slip knot. And then you're going to make a chain of 15. Alright, once you have your chain made, we're going to start in our second chain from our hook. So we'll skip this first one and work into that second one, and you're going to make a single crochet. And then you're just going to continue that across. So you're going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch across, and this is going to give you a total of 14 single crochets at the end of row number 1. At the end of each row, you're going to chain 1 and turn your piece over. So for row number 2, we're going to start out by making an increase in the first stitch. So you're going to put 2 single crochets into that same stitch, turning 1 into 2. Single crochet across until you get to the last stitch, and then we're going to put another increase in that very last stitch. Alright, so now we have 1 stitch left. We're going to put our increase in that last stitch. So for row 2, we increased in the first stitch and the last stitch, and then the single crochet across the middle. So we're going to repeat that again for rows 3 through 6. So increase in the first stitch, single crochet across, and then increase in the last stitch. So go ahead and repeat that pattern through row 6, and then we will move on from there. Okay, so we worked through row number 6 doing our increases, and you can see the kind of flare here at the bottom. So next we're going to work the middle part. So for rows 7 through 14, you're just going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch across. There's no increasing in these rounds, so just 1 in each stitch across. So go ahead and finish off through row 14, and then we'll start our decrease rounds for the top part. Alright, so this is through row 14 finished, and this is the middle part of our bib. So now we're going to start our decrease rounds, and we'll have 4 decrease rounds. So what we're going to do is make a decrease over the first 2 stitches here. So you're going to insert your hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, and then insert your hook into the second stitch, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So we turn those 2 stitches into 1. So next you're going to just single crochet across until you get to the last 2 stitches. Alright, now we're at the last 2 stitches. We're going to make our next decrease. Alright, after that, chain 1 and turn. So for the next 3 rounds, we're going to repeat that process. You're going to make 1 decrease over the first 2 stitches, single crochet across, and then decrease over the last 2 stitches. So just repeat that through row 18, so 3 more decrease rows. Alright, so the main part of the bib is now finished, so we're going to make the little shoulder peaks here for where the straps will come out of. So we're going to just start like normal, and we're going to make a decrease. Alright, after the decrease, we're going to make 2 single crochets, and then you're going to make another decrease. Alright, at that point you'll chain 1 and turn your piece over. Then we're going to make 2 decreases. Chain 1 and turn, and then we'll make 1 decrease. Okay, so at this point you can go ahead and finish that off, and then we'll make the second shoulder piece. So to attach our yarn for the second shoulder piece, we're going to skip 4 stitches in the middle here and then attach your yarn in the 5th stitch. Alright, and then you're going to start in that same stitch and then the next one and make your first decrease. Then you're going to do 2 single crochets, and then you'll decrease over the last 2 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. Next you're going to make 2 decreases. Chain 1 and turn, and then make 1 decrease. Alright, so you can finish that yarn off. Go ahead and grab your yarn needle, and then you're going to just weave in all of those ends. Alright, so this is what your bib should look like so far. So next we're going to start our edging with our white. So you'll want to grab that yarn next, and what we're going to do is just go ahead and insert it in this first skipped stitch on the very top of the bib and attach it by pulling it through and then chain 1. So for the top edge, we're just going to make 4 single crochets across. Alright, once you get those 4 done, we're going to just single crochet evenly until we get to the top tip of the shoulder here. Alright, once you get to the top there, you're going to make a chain of 45. Alright, so we have our chain of 45. So next you're going to start in your second chain from your hook, and you're just going to make a slip stitch in each chain all the way down to the very last chain. Alright, so this is what your chains should look like. So at this point you're just going to single crochet evenly around the entire edge of the bib until you get around to the next point. Alright, now that we're back around to the next side, we're going to go ahead and make another chain of 45, and then you'll just slip stitch back down that again. Alright, so now just to finish this off, we're just going to single crochet around until you get to the last stitch, and then I'll show you how to finish that off. Alright, once you're finished, you're just going to slip stitch to that very first single crochet that you made, and then just cut a shorter tail, and then you'll just weave in all of your ends from your white yarn. Alright, so our baby bib is finished. I will show you real quick how to make a little heart applique if you're wanting to add that to yours. For that, I am going to be using a USE hook, which is a 3.5 millimeter. So you'll just want to grab a little bit smaller hook than you made your bib with. Alright, so to start our heart, it's all going to be worked in a magic ring. So to make your magic ring, you're going to wrap it around your fingers, around 3 fingers, and cross it over the top. Take your hook and go underneath and grab the top piece of yarn there and pull up a loop. Then I hold that on to my fingers while I remove the loop, and then you can just chain 1. And that just connects it so it doesn't come undone. Alright, so now that we have our chain of 1, we're going to chain 1 more, so we have a chain of 2. At this point, we're now going to work in the ring, and we're going to start by making 2 double crochets. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the ring, pull up your loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So we made our first double crochet. Now we're going to make 1 more. Next, we're going to make 2 half double crochets. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, pull up your loop. You'll have your 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3, making your first half double crochet. And then you're going to make 1 more. So far we have a chain of 2, 2 double crochets, and 2 half double crochets. Next, we're going to make 1 double crochet. After that, we're going to make 2 half double crochets. And then we're going to make 2 double crochets. Alright, and our last thing is we're going to make a chain of 2. And then you can go ahead and pull on the tail there, but don't close it all the way. We're now going to slip stitch into the ring to finish that off. Pull up your loop and then cut a longer tail so that we can sew it onto the bib. Go ahead and pull that tail through, and then your center tail, go ahead and pull that as tight as you can to finish that off. And that it makes our little heart applique. So now all you have to do is take your long tail and sew around it onto the bib. And there you have it, a beautiful handmade baby bib that is as cute as it is practical. If you enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more crochet projects. I'd love to see your finished bibs, so feel free to share your creations and tag me on social media. As always, thanks for joining me and happy crocheting.
Won't you take me home? Give me wings to fly. We can run away. Castle in the sky. Won't you take me home and give me wings to fly? We can be